Okay, while we are still going to this freshly dug out, it's not dug out, what is the correct terminology? Plowed field. I mentioned that we had, students on duty. So you actually have three different categories of students on duty. First category was, let's say, the most common one. So each day, one of the students was assigned to be, let's call it classroom student on duty or student attendant, classroom attendant, whatever. So your primary mission duties were to clean the blackboard, whiteboard, whatever, to report at the beginning of the session on the attendance, so who's missing of the students, and let's say after, okay, Lizzie, and after the session was finished, you also had to clean up the classroom, if there were any wrappers or so. Usually, people were, let's say, they know that they will also had to have their turn as the student attendant, classroom attendant, and they would, if they would not pick after themselves, people will make sure that when they are on the duty, they would leave, more trash around. And also, one of the duties was to carry to the next class. Sometimes the teacher would take it with them to the, their zbornica or student teacher lounge, but sometimes you would carry with you the day book, where the attendance was noted, the class schedule, and so forth. And the second type of students on duty, Tuki greva levo, were people that brought food to the class. Greva Tuki greva, cheers, pridi. Now she wants to go there. Lizika, no? Tuki sva šla, pridi, greva Tuki, no? Pejte. She knows if we go to the left, we have like what? Half an hour max to the home. So now we are back on the long track. So yeah, as I said, we didn't have kitchens or cafeterias in elementary school and gymnasium. So basically, for the, let's say, lunch break, well, Mahlzeit break, snack break, I don't know how, meal break, okay, let's call it meal break. You would then, usually 2 people to school, students were sent to pick the food from so-called kitchen, which was basically just, the distribution point of the food that was brought to the school that day, and they would then bring the food to the classroom, and then after the meal was finished, so the students, we would eat in the classroom. And then they would also they would also be they were also in charge of, let's say, cleaning, the wrappers. Oh, there is a cat. The wrappers, leftovers, whatever, and bring all that down back to the, let's say, the distribution point or kitchen. So yeah. And the third category of students on duty, you were basically assigned for the whole day. You were exempt from all the classes, sessions, and you were posted on the entryway to the gymnasium, and your main mission was basically to prevent people that don't have authorization to come inside of the school, or make sure that the people that had an appointment, let's say teachers, let's say parents that were seeking to speak with the teacher, or I don't know, they had appointment in the administration office or with the school principal, that they knew where to go. But your primary job was also to prevent students of going out, leaving the school property, which didn't make sense for me, because we came to the school by ourselves, we left by ourselves, but during the school hours, you weren't allowed to leave the school unless you knew the boat. There were two students that were posted by the door from different usually different classes, different generations, so let's say one first year and one third year and so forth, and you were there the whole day. And of course, but you knew the students, you said I have to just go outside for 5 minutes and they would let you out. And then later we also get a real security guard. But the students were still posted on the door with the security guard. So yeah, and that's it. Basically these three categories. Sometimes when you were posted on this door duty, you would also get different assignments from the teachers or from administration, so called school secretary. Bring go around the school and leave this note for every teacher. Bring this note for every teacher. Go to this in this school, this classroom, and I don't know, bring them some stuff. I don't know. Or let's say you were also then in charge of, let's say, cleaning the hall when the 5-minute sessions were over. You had to close all the lockers or cubicles if they were left opened. Sometimes you would even find shoes outside of the locker, so you just threw them in the nearest one and closed the door and so forth. pick up any trash that was left over. And so yeah, I quite like this, door duty. So yeah, that's it. Perhaps I will remember something more regarding the gymnasium experience